Hi guys! So, sorry for my blocked nose, I'm a bit sick. But today I'm going to talk about my 21-day fast with God. So, basically every single year my church has a 21-day fast where we fast like food, social media, or like anything that God puts on our heart to fast, and just use that time to draw near to God instead. We have this catchphrase where it's called like giving up the legitimate pleasures of the world for the extreme pleasure of knowing God, and I really like that. And so this video I'm going to talk about 5 things I learned through my fast in 2019. First, I'm going to talk about like an overview of my experience this year. So basically I went into this fast with just to simply draw near to God, because the years before I had always had like specific requests where I wanted to ask God for something, and I this year I kind of just wanted to just use this time to like learn and relearn how to like be close to God and to just love Him and experience His love, like just simply by being still. So the first half of the fast was really good. Like I felt like I always had this like spiritual high where I was like, oh my gosh, I could do anything through the power of God and stuff like that. Like I had memorized like a few verses of scripture talking about how like the same spirit that raised Christ from the dead is also living in me, and that gave me a lot of encouragement when I just started to step out and just talk to random strangers about God and how He moved in my life. Like I tried to do that subtly, but like I was like basically on a pretty big spiritual high at the start of the fast, and I was like, oh yes, the rest of the fast is gonna be so awesome, and so getting the chills all the time, and stuff like that. And yeah, so I was like really happy at the start of the fast. Like I was doing really well, I was sticking to the plan, like just eating. Oh yeah, on a side note, I was doing the Daniel fast, so I was like eating plain vegetables and rice and noodles, and also fasting social media like Instagram and Facebook and any secular movies or whatever. And like for the second part of the fast onwards, I felt more and more distant with God, and I didn't know why, because I was doing basically the same thing I was at the start of the fast, but I didn't get why I felt like I was growing more distant with God. Like I'd be praying and I wouldn't really feel anything. Like at the start of the fast, when I prayed for other people, I could really feel God's heart for those people, and I would like start crying and stuff. But that never happened to me before. So I was like, oh, this fast is gonna be great. And then the second half of the fast, I was like, oh God, where are you? Like nothing's happening. I feel so distant. I just want to complain all the time about my situation and like how you haven't done anything for me in these few years. And like I just started getting really agitated and stuff. Basically, that's sort of where I am now. Like it's the last day of the fast. I still feel kind of distant with God, but like I'm gonna talk about what has been revealed to me that like sort of make me feel more okay with this. Yeah, so let's get into it. So I'm gonna start off with like some random thing that I learned during the fast. So basically, since I had no social media, so I started picking up like different hobbies that I used to have before I got like super, like I'll just use the word addicted, because I was like addicted to social media. Like whenever I had free time, I would just like scroll, or like watch YouTube and stuff. So I kind of lost like a lot of hobbies that I had before, like reading, playing the piano, drawing, and like through this fast I've actually picked them all up again, and it's really awesome. So I started reading The Storyteller, and it's basically a fiction about World War II, and I love it so much. Like I nearly cried reading it so many times. And another hobby I picked up was drawing and sort of calligraphy and stuff. So wait, I don't know if I should show this because it's actually a birthday present for my friend tomorrow, but whatever, I'll just show it. So yeah, like I spent some time making like 2 or 3 pieces of artwork, and another piece of artwork was my prayer corner. This is my prayer corner, guys. and I haven't finished it because I got lazy, but you know. And another hobby I picked up was playing the piano again, which made me really happy. I'm learning a piece by Yoruba, and it's so beautiful, and I'm so grateful that like God sort of showed me how many different things I can actually do to have fun instead of just being on social media all the time. And these things actually really enrich me in a way that social media can't. So the second thing is that God has been revealing a lot of like inner junk inside of me. So basically, like I've had a really hard time trying to forgive one person, and like I slowly realized that it's developed into like a lot like really bad kind of hatred. I mean, hatred is bad already, but like I sort of started believing that this person doesn't deserve to be like close to God, and yeah, and basically I've had this feeling for a long time, but like I would cover it up with like lots of like self-righteousness and all that, and then I would sort of not know I was feeling this junk inside. But like because I don't have social media and like I could quiet down all the other voices, God was able to reveal that to me, and I'm really, really grateful for that, because I wouldn't want to keep this thing festering inside of me for the rest of my life. And honestly, it's still there, but like it's already diminished a lot, and I'm really grateful for that. And yeah, so this also ties into the third thing that I learned, is that I'm not responsible for people's salvation or their healing. And like because so for years the way I prayed is that like I would pray for God to like heal this person or whatever, but I would feel like if I weren't to pray for this person, then that person wouldn't be healed. So basically I wasn't relying on God's power, I was just relying on my own prayers, if you get what I mean. So that wasn't good, so I'm trying to work on that as well. And that also ties into the fourth thing, which is like, even though it seems like our prayers aren't always heard, like we can trust that God is good and He loves us, and that He's powerful. And by acknowledging these things and understanding these three things, even when we feel distant from God or we feel like complaining about our circumstances, we can know that like He's gonna triumph, He's gonna overcome, and He probably is doing that already, but we just can't see it. So basically, yesterday at church, like throughout the entire time, I felt really distant from God still, and even after that, I felt distant from God. But like while I was praying, I suddenly just thought of Thomas and Jesus. Like when Thomas didn't believe that Jesus had come back to life, and he had to see to believe, and that really spoke to me, because like basically throughout the whole service I was just complaining about like, God, you didn't do this for years, you didn't do that for years, like what are you doing? Like I know I'm supposed to believe in you, but can you give me something to believe? And so I was just basically like internally like sort of arguing with God, just like asking Him to just show me something, and I just thought of that verse. And let me read that passage to you. I'm gonna need my glasses because I'm blind. Where's my glasses? Okay, so I'm gonna read from the NASB version, and so it's from John 20:24-29. But Thomas, one of the 12, called Didymus, was not with them when Jesus came. So the other disciples were saying to him, "We have seen the Lord." But he said to them, "Unless I see in His hands the imprint of the nails, and put my fingers into the place of the nails, and put my hand into His side, I will not believe." After 8 days, His disciples were again inside, and Thomas with them. Jesus came, the doors having been shut, and stood in their midst, and said, "Peace be with you." Then He said to Thomas, "Reach here with your fingers, and see my hands, and reach here your hand, and put it into my side, and do not be unbelieving, but believing." Thomas answered and said to Him, "My Lord and my God." Jesus said to him, "Because you have seen me, have you believed? Blessed are those who did not see and yet believed." So basically, this really encourages me to trust in God's victory and His power and His love for me, despite not seeing the the results that I expect to see. Overall, I'm not gonna lie, like this fast was kind of hard for me, like physically and also spiritually, because like I still feel kind of distant with God, but I know for sure that He loves me, and I know that I love Him, so I'm not gonna stop pursuing Him, and He's not gonna stop pursuing me, so I'm nothing to be afraid of. So I really hope this video has encouraged you guys to just seek for God with all your heart, and I really hope that you guys will try out the 21-day fast, or just any fast in general, to draw close to God, because He's gonna show you stuff about yourself that you never knew before, the good and the bad, and yeah, He just really wants to be close to you and just to draw near to you. So I really, really, really encourage you guys to just spend some time fasting with the Lord. Okay, bye bye.